The most ended war in history is back. It's growing. It's escalating. We're in week 15 of what was supposed to be a 3-week war with Iran. After ending it, what, 9, 10 times? The war is now raging. Trump going, the war's over, but just watch me drop a bunch more bombs. It started with Donald Trump on Truth Social yesterday. He posted, quote, I have just been informed by our great military that last night the Iranians shot down one of our highly sophisticated Apache helicopters while patrolling over the Strait of Hormuz. There were 2 pilots involved. Both are safe and uninjured. Nevertheless, the United States must of necessity respond to this attack. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, even without Trump retaliating, like just at the point at which Trump posted this, if Iran took out our helicopter, the war isn't over, and it's probably not close to over. Now Trump is retaliating. The war is building. It is a war, despite being told many times that it's just a special military operation. It's an excursion. It's an incursion. Now, I think it is important just to consider that Donald Trump has redefined the word ceasefire, where ceasefires can now include bombing.
Ceasefire. How do you define ceasefire?
Pretty much the way it is. It's a different part of the world. I'd say in that part of the world, ceasefire is when you're shooting in a more moderate manner.
Moderate shooting is a ceasefire, according to Donald Trump in the Middle East. Certainly an innovative definition. I thought that we weren't going to see any of this words mean whatever I want them to mean stuff from Republicans because they're against that stuff. But Trump's doing it. Ceasefire means the fighting continues. We then heard this morning from a Fox News correspondent who was told by Donald Trump, strikes are coming. This is going to be a big one. Take a look at this.
Now, interestingly, President Trump told me that he is getting close to ordering new strikes against Iranian power plants and bridges because he says the Iranians are tapping the United States along when it comes to the negotiating process. He says the bully of the Middle East is dead, and he told me I may keep going when I asked him about a possible response to the Iranian missile fire that targeted U.S. forces in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan overnight. The president said they had a chance to sign a deal and survive, indicating again that he may order new strikes against the Iranian regime in response to their dragging their feet at the negotiating table.
Look at where we are. An American Apache, this is after the war ended 9 times, okay? A U.S. Apache helicopter is downed near the Strait of Hormuz. Trump says we've got to retaliate. And now they're talking about strikes against power facilities. CENTCOM is calling these self-defense strikes ordered by Trump because of the helicopter situation. And then Iran has responded to the response with missile and drone attacks targeting American positions in Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan. Hey, real quick, if you're watching on YouTube right now, would you mind hitting the subscribe button? As an independent show, metrics like subscriber count help us rank higher than the right-wing shows and higher than even corporate media channels and keep building this progressive independent ecosystem. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. Every single one counts. Back to the clip. So we now have had, the war was going to be 3 weeks. We're in week 15, and we have had months of Donald Trump saying negotiations and a deal are days away. Negotiations are almost complete. Negotiations are almost finalized. We're close to a breakthrough. We just need the final details. And every time we supposedly are on the verge of this finish line, something explodes, metaphorically or literally. The bridge and the power plant stuff really matters because that's national infrastructure. And this is not about, this is a general comment about whether this is escalatory or de-escalatory. You do that, you go after national infrastructure when you're expanding pressure rather than winding down a conflict. So if you ask me, are we, despite Trump's 9 claims, or some people said it was actually 30 times, but I think sometimes he's referring to the same series of negotiations. At least 9 times Trump has claimed this is basically over. we are now moving in the direction of it being less over than it has been in a really long time. Stock markets very much down today. Absolute and total chaos economically. We'll get to the new inflation numbers in a moment. But how many times can you describe a conflict as almost over before people notice that it's actually getting bigger? Well, later in the show, Fox News hosts don't seem to be buying this crap anymore, saying, I don't know if it's going to work for Trump to just continually say, we're almost there, it's almost over, etc. A helicopter gets shot down, retaliatory strikes, Iranian attacks on American bases, threats to bomb power plants. This is not winding down. And meanwhile, the economic consequences are getting to the point where, of course, the people who didn't vote for Trump are furious and they're blaming Trump. Of course, the majority of independents, some of whom voted for Trump, some who didn't, are saying what's happening economically is because of Donald Trump. But we are now even starting to see more and more Republicans blame Trump along these same lines, as well they should. The 2026 election is not looking good for Republicans, but it is not about scoring political victories. You talk to a random working class family, two parents working with a couple of kids in Michigan. Do you think they have been convinced that this 15-week, 3-week war that has spiked gas prices and energy prices and inflation has now hit a 3+ year record? Do you think they're sitting around going, well, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it because Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon or whatever. I don't think so. And just take a look at these inflation numbers that just came in hours ago. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.